Welcome to another episode of the Street Life Series. Your boy DJ Black Mark and Shay Diddy.
What up?
And today we bringing in a Bay Area legend in the making, Mistah F.A.B.
Hey, now, what's up with you? Hey, bro. Hey, Shay.
Hi, boo.
What's going on with you?
Man, I'm going to get straight to it. You just dropped an album,
Thug Tears.
Thug Tears, and that's exactly what the fuck it is. Man, I listened to it, but tell the people what was the motivation behind that album.
Well, Thug Tears, for one, is an acronym. It was a flip off, Thug Life.
Right.
Most definitely. I feel like a lot of the things that Tupac did to this generation, a lot of us, we look at him, if we look at it from a religious point of view, we look at him as a black Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at it from an iconic, motivational point of view, he was definitely a mentor to a lot of people.
Right.
Individually, the message that he left upon me was someone who follows his dream, someone who continues to dream big, someone who has an imagination that extends everyone else's beliefs.
Mm-hmm. But
if we kind of break down certain things, the perspective of his approach to, you could kind of clean it up a little bit. Thug Life stood for the hate you gave little infants, fucked everyone.
Right.
And that perception of preying in on the negative, trying to find a positive, it to me won't mix. Two negative, the negatives, they a negative and a positive, it's still going to be a negative.
Right.
yeah.
There's no resurgence of any positive energy through that, with keeping that. But there are definitely a lot of principles that, to me, I found fitting for if we flip those a little bit, what it could do.
Mm-hmm.
So we took the Thug Life and was like, let's do Thug Tears, and it stands for teaching, helping, uniting, galvanizing, tutoring, educating, aspiring, realistic situations.
Mm-hmm.
So that stands for Thug Tears, and that's one of the charity events that we plan to inoculate and implement in the city of Oakland, and hopefully other cities and in the cities as it grows. But a program of building with each other, teaching and mentoring a lot of the youth. So the Thug Tears is like will be the nonprofit organization to help rise and help come back to the communities and build with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole narrative behind the project is to let people know that although we have inner demons and we have some of the things that may not make us perfect, it may not make us the most popular or the most liked, but they are who we are.
Yeah.
As we alluded off the mic, there are a lot of people who live in a world today where they've created this false reality, and the fantasy world, once the lights is off, when you go home and you return in your bed, you're saddened.
Yeah.
Right.
You're saddened by your reality is not meeting this fantasy that you've created.
Yeah.
So it's like you're living a lie. And on this album, I just gave it was like my diary, and I handed it to the world and said, read. You can even read the pages that may have a lock on them.
Yeah.
I gave you the key to my diary, and the chastity belt. It was like, here, I opened it up, like, I'm fucked, but hey, this is me.
It is what it is, right?
And this is me. I'm not ashamed of this. I'm not afraid to admit I'm not perfect. I'm not afraid to admit I cry, I'm hurting, I'm saddened. My mother's been gone 8 years, and every day I'm still hurt by that.
Yeah.
Never gets easier.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But through it all, it's not about what you're going through, it's getting through it. So this is a vehicle musically that I've created to help people get through it. And to me, I think it's resonating with the people slowly and gradually, organically. No major promotion behind it, no major.
Right, you just put it out.
I just put it out and was like, yo, this is my world. And they're very similar worlds because we all grow up in the same situations.
Right.
So officially, like, everything on the album is true.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Like, none of it's embellished. None of it is like, it's all 100% real.
No, this is my life totally, 110%. Like, there's nothing exaggerated about it. It's you don't hear me rapping. It's not about any money. It's not about no fantasies. It's not about no fairy tales. This is
Real shit.
Me. This is me, unadulterated me. Even the me that could get me in trouble.
Yeah.
But this is me.
Like, so why now did you choose to open this up? Like, you've been doing this for a long time. You get what I'm saying? Like, in the shit you dropped before has always been like, happy. This is kind of...
Well, it's always been a mix of things. I think that it's an accumulation of everything that I've done in my career. If you listen to The Son of a Pimp, if you listen to Nig Laden, my first album, there's a record on there called Worries. And I talk about finding out my dad dying from AIDS, my mother dealing with her drug addiction all of my life, and the incarceration of my brother that has been since I've been a child. And that was on my first album. I was 19 years old,
Yeah.
and I gave sprinkles of little things all throughout my career. I think the things that people just took for was the happy
Party
things,
records,
the
yeah.
party records. That's all they really wanted to hear.
This time he didn't give him an option.
I wanted to just paint the whole picture, and then I felt as what we've done with the Dope Era clothing line, I've created a platform and a pedestal for myself to say I can do this record, and it's not about if this record sells. It's not about if I create a radio record that radio may get behind.
Right.
Financially, I'm in a position to do so.
Right.
We've made good money over the past 2 years with this clothing line. So now the music that I can make is emancipation of who I truly am, and what I truly am. And it's no different than, and in no form of am I comparing myself to a Jay-Z. But at 51 years old or at 50 years old, Jay-Z decided to do 444, and it's his most honest album.
Right.
And minus the snubs and all of those things from, the Grammys and things like that, this is his most purest, honest album. And it's actually, to me, one of the best albums based off the fact of he finally admitted some things that he's never talked about in his career.
Yeah.
Talked about his mom being a lesbian. He talked about cheating on his wife. He talked about the career things going on. And if you listen to it in detail, he doesn't have to be that honest. He didn't have to open up this late in his career.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing because that kind of music lets the world know that, wow, damn,
Human.
you human.
Yeah.
You're not super Hove. Like,
Right.
you like me. Like, really? Damn, for real? You went through that? And then the effect that it has on people, you go out on tour and it's your highest grossing tour ever
Yeah.
at 50 years old.
People can relate to you more.
Yeah.
It's his highest grossing tour ever.
So are you going to tour with this album?
Nah, I mean, like I said, I'm nowhere near the capacity of what Jay has done. But what I'm willing to do is I'm willing to do small settings,
Yeah.
and do some small settings of kind of like some seminars of some Q&A things of just talking to people, and it will really be therapy. It will really be a Q&A to get people to come in who have been affected by certain things, and just talk about it. Play some of the records, perform a little bit here and there.
Live band?
I'm not that good. Like,
Shut up, man.
I'm not.
Man, yes, you could, man.
Like I went to go see Kevin Allen, formerly Irk the Jerk,
Yeah.
with a live band, and he's probably like one of the most incredible artists I've ever seen live. Like, this dude is so amazing.
Yeah.
And Kev Choice is
Yeah.
like, these guys are phenomenal. I'm not that good. Like, you got to be really dope to live band. Like, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, say what you want to say.
I've never ever rehearsed for a show.
Really?
Ever.
You just go.
Like you just.
I've never rehearsed for a show. This goes back to when A-Man was throwing shows at like
In Petaluma.
In Petaluma. Like when we first started doing that,
Super
we were doing
hyphy.
show. I've never rehearsed. It was never like the same set. Like, he'll tell you it was never like,
Yeah.
it's like, where is Fab going to perform tonight?
You
don't
don't
know.
know. Just play something. I'm
Go
going
based
to
on
go.
feel.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't do like the mic checks or none of that stuff.
Yeah.
And some people may say, "Yo, that's unprofessional, or whatever it may be." But that's just who I am. I'm just, yo, let's go.
But
Right.
with this new album, it shows your growth. You get what I'm saying? Ain't it time to kind of like elevate a little bit
Possibly,
and step up? Why not? Like
Possibly.
that album deserves that. Like
possibly. I feel it does. I feel like it deserves some
live
big
band.
videos, a live band, some stuff. It's definitely going to do some different things for me. And then this is the first album that I recorded and didn't write anything down. Like, I freestyled this whole album.
Wow.
And I felt like my whole career, I felt like I've always felt like my freestyles was better than some of my road
Written?
raps.
Yeah.
Because I'm just uncharted. I can do whatever I want to do when I'm freestyling. There's no limits.
Yeah.
So I approached this album with, it's not gonna be conventional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going there and just talk my life. I don't have to write down this. I don't have to record this. I just have to recall this. This is my life. Everything on this album is my life. So And it also helps me when it comes to remembering it.
Yeah.
Remembering this stuff is like, yo, okay, yeah, okay. But
That really happened.
This really happened.
Yeah.
So
In a
yeah,
sense, that also made you keep it more honest versus
for sure.
writing it down and saying, okay, I'm not going to say that, so let's say this instead.
Yeah, because you could lie and be like, hold on, bro, how much was it in there?
Right.
No, let's say it was 200,000 right there. Like, so,
Right.
I mean, I think since he did it that way, it's not a lot of people talk to 30 sticks. You know what I'm saying, on a Desert Eagle or a Draco, or whatever the fuck.
I'm not against it.
He wasn't even talking about that. Like, I'm telling you, when I listened to this album, I was at the gym. Feel me? And I was doing a bench. Feel me? And I'm listening to this nigga album. I almost started crying. Like, golly. Like,
Yeah.
he really talking some real shit, and he really going into his life. And I kind of was like, I can feel for you now. Like, damn. Like, matter of fact, what made me trip on it is when you battle Arsenal, right? And he was taking all those shots at your parents, and I'm kind of like, Fab he gotta be like in a different place to like accept that shit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And to hear you talk about it, you wasn't in that place. So it made me look at you like, how did you even stand up against that? Like,
No, it's love. It's love. That was
I hear that, but it's just certain shit
that was fixed, bro. When you look at it's wrestling. Vince McMahon gives you a script, you follow the script, you do your thing. Okay, you don't do this, you mess up your script, you mess up your money.
right.
Yeah.
Here's your script. This is what it is, and you have to understand that this is a script. That was a night where we made money, and it was in the script. And not saying, well, I sell the integrity of my family for profits,
Right.
not at all. But I knew what I was getting into when I was stepping into the battle ring.
I mean, it's a rap battle.
And you're dealing with a battle rapper whose career has been built off his tenacious and ferocious disrespect.
Yeah.
And this is what he does.
Yeah.
Which is a friend of mine, little bro, and it was a business deal. It was a business deal. We had fun. We went out there, cracked jokes, and before we talked about it, it was like, yo, is there anything you don't want me to say? And I said, not at all. I want you to be who you are.
Right.
And we're going to sell it. We're going to have fun, though. We're going to bring this battle thing to Oakland, California, and to the greater Bay Area, and we're going to let everyone enjoy this night. It's going to be something to be dope. And I'm not afraid of, oh, Fab, you took that L. I'm not tripping, bro. I did it for fun. I had fun. I walked away with $50,000 for 30 minutes.
Right. I mean, fuck the L. Like, who cares? Yeah, but
say what you want.
but I was just saying, like, to see, like, that still affects you, and was able to receive that from him at that moment. I was just like,
no, it affects me because it's my life.
Right.
I'm not embarrassed of my life, and no one can ever insult me and make me feel a certain way about my life. This has really happened.
Right.
My mom really used drugs. My dad really died from AIDS. My mom died from cancer. My father was a heroin addict. My brother has life incarceration in jail. I've lost several friends. I watched my mom battle back from using drugs to providing me a lifestyle to hide the fact that we were in poverty until I was 15, 16 years old and old enough to realize that we were poor.
Right.
But I watched her go out, work 3-4 jobs, and broke her back to make sure that I was the freshest kid in school. I watched, a relationship with my father's kids try to mature, and the maturation of that never really come into fruition due to our differences of upbringings. I've watched all of these things, and these are all my lives. This is my life, and I'm not afraid of it. I'm not shy of it, and I'm not afraid to speak about it.
Yeah.
This actually happened, and it took place. So with that, I'm not the only person that has had that life. So we grant the access to my life, and it actually gives therapy to several. So I'm okay with that.
Sheesh. So another thing on this album, I'm telling you, this album crazy. If you ain't heard it, please do yourself a favor and check it out. But you speak to like, your faith in God or lack thereof. Like, that's what I kind of got from it. Like, you don't believe in God, or
No, I'm an atheist.
you're an atheist. Oh, okay. I never knew that about you until then, because you're always so positive. And the way I look at it is like, you only can be that positive when, you believe in God.
No, I believe in good.
Say that. You say that. What does that mean, honestly?
Because you believe that life is about balance.
Mm-hmm.
You have good, you have bad, you have up, you have down, left, right. There's certain balances in life. If you allow the characteristics of a persona to define your good, then you're lost.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your good is only based off how much you believe in God, if your belief is ever tested and it really comes out, then you're like, oh, love you, brother.
All right,
It's
bro.
like, oh, I'm not really as good as I thought I was, and you can invest in, you see preachers, you see priests, you see all of these people
Yeah.
talking about how godly they are. And then when their skeletons are revealed,
Mm-hmm.
the whole world jumps on their back like, oh, you're the devil.
Right.
You're the devil. You're the devil. And it's unfortunate because religion is built up to break you down.
Mhm.
And when you look at themed religion, through theologists, through several people who push the principles of religion on people, they prey on the poor. They prey on people's sympathy. They prey on people's empathy.
Yeah.
In the beginning of time, with early religion, certain Catholic churches and things like this were invented to prey on the poor, and to pry the riches from the rich and make the rich feel bad about having money. That's why all of the early concepts of it was, gotta give you money. Make sure you pay your 10%. Make sure you do all of these things. You know, a rich man has the chance of getting in heaven as a camel through the eye of a needle, or finding, and they prey on these things and these different things in religion.
Yeah.
But it's always about money. It's always about what you have to give and what you have to do with these things. And it's very confusing to certain people.
Right.
And I don't really talk about it often because certain people can't understand that.
Yeah.
Some people look at you like, oh, you're a devil.
It's a touchy subject.
Like you don't believe in God?
Right.
Oh, let me get away from you. Why?
Right.
Right.
There are several people who don't follow the walks of God, but they'll tell you they believe in God, but they don't follow the principles.
Right.
And you with them every day. But just because I'm honest with who I am and what I believe in good. I believe in seeing you in the same light that I want you to see me. I believe that I want for you as I want for me. The good that the greatness inside of me that I wish to shell upon the world, I'd give you that.
Right.
I'd give you those blessings. If you're having a bad day, I'd try to extract that bad to get you to realize something good. Every day may not be a good day, but you can find something good in every day.
Damn, that's deep.
You feel me?
That's deep.
I know, especially for some religious people, that might be a little hard for people to digest, though.
Like I say, every day may not be a good day.
Right. But you can find
something good
in every day.
Yeah.
So when you put, oh, I'm a Christian, or I'm a Muslim, or people have been fighting holy wars
Forever.
over what's a better lie.
What do you mean?
What lie do you believe in?
Yeah.
What lie do you believe in? Do you believe in the lie that Muhammad is the
Prophet,
messenger or prophet of Islam, and is Islam and Arabic teaching? And like I say, I would be disrespectful to blatantly just call it a lie because that would be offensive to someone's beliefs.
Right.
Yeah.
So I never want to be any defensive to
To anybody.
offensive to anyone's belief.
Right.
I've come to accept that if that's what you believe in and if that grants you happiness, I'm happy for you. I can't say that you're wrong because that's what you believe in.
Right.
But
nobody can tell you that you're wrong for not.
But don't be offensive towards me. Don't be so aggressive with what you believe in that you want to force it on me, and then you don't want me around you, or you don't respect what I believe in. If that's what if you're a Christian, I hope that you're the best Christian. And I wish nothing but the fortunes of Christianity to flourish in front of your life.
Yeah.
If you're a Muslim, I wish you the best in Islam, and I hope that all the fruits of Islam bless you with the graceness for your submission.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Catholic, Jew, whatever you may be, if that brings you happiness, I am happy for you. My happiness comes from good,
right,
with no religious stipulations.
Right.
Have you always been that way, or that kind of
No, not
start?
at all.
That kind of started. Did it start when you like the losing of your mom and your pops, and just later on in life as you progressed, or you just never really? Because you talk about in the album that you went to church with your grandmother when as a kid.
I think every black person started off
In
right,
church.
right,
church.
but that's why we kind of like it's easy to say that's what we believe in.
You know how weird it is to be when you get to a certain level of life and you get to a certain level of understanding that you start analyzing things a little bit more in depth. You start looking at things like, yo, wow, this is crazy. Like, the same Bible that our people, our ancestors weren't allowed to read
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
is the same Bible that has been forced on us to teach us submission, to teach us forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
They began to read Bibles to us in slavery times on plantations, and they began to read us only the
Parts they wanted us to.
parts that they wanted us to say, obey your earthly masters as you do your heavenly masters.
Right.
The word masters became based from the Bible of saying, yeah, we your master, we're your earthly father.
Mm-hmm.
And then in time, I'll forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
Just pray to me.
Right.
So then they begin to have this submission and they began to have this mind manipulation over us as slaves, because if you don't know something, you can't be offended by words you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
true.
can't be moved. You can't be anything. If I come to you and I'm speaking Swahili and I tell you something in Swahili and I tell you have a booger on your nose and it's very disgusting, you have a rhinoceros body,
Yeah.
but I tell you with a smile on my face, you're going to think that I'm complimenting you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when you begin to start studying etymology, it's the study of words and it's the study of breakdowns of words.
Mm-hmm.
Then you begin to realize that world is nothing but word with an L added. So the more words you learn, the more of the world you learn.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're naive to certain words, as we were when we first got here into this America,
Mm-hmm.
and we're being taught this new language, we're only getting taught what they want us to know about this new language, then our perception towards this new language is different. So if they're teaching us this Bible, this religion, they're saying, yo, God wrote this. God, higher power, won't do something, die. Listen to this word. He wrote this himself.
Yeah, yeah.
So now we getting this religion passed on to us like, yo, this is God's word. If you disrespect this word, boy,
You through.
you through. You're done.
Yeah.
And they give us this book, the greatest book on earth. The reason why it's the greatest book on earth, because for 2018 years, we've been talking about this book.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think, Jesus had to be a raw dude to be 2018 years later, and they still talking about him. Niggas died.
Right.
Niggas died 3
Every
days
day.
ago, and niggas
Yeah.
already on to the next. Like,
Right.
yo, they you add it to the nigga swears. Y'all put that on, little bro. Woo, 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 woo. But niggas ain't talking about you every day.
Right.
You got to think every day for 2018 years, this nigga was raw. This nigga was raw.
Stop.
This nigga had to be raw.
Oh my god.
Let's just be honest. Like, this nigga was raw.
I feel you.
But it's in this book what they were able to do. They were able to manipulate us. Like, you know what I'm saying? We were able to just, black people have had so much religion that it's really just brainwashes. It's crazy. And we weren't willing to do what our oppressors were willing to do.
Yeah.
And they could be like, nah, cuz I can't do that, cuz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna do what? Nah, I can't do that, cuz you tripping.
Stupid.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Harriet said, man, I freed thousands of slaves and I freed hundreds of slaves, and I would have freed many more if they knew that they were slaves.
Right.
So
That's crazy.
people have been so content with their nothings that they settled for that. All you hear is black people say is, man, pray on it. So when prayer doesn't work, then what? Prayer always works. Trust me, prayer work. I prayed that I get this job and I got that job. No, you got your ass up and you went and filled out the job application and you worked for it and you put yourself in position to receive that.
Right.
I feel like as black people, we don't give ourselves enough credit. We always want to give our credit to these higher powers or to this preacher or to this. That's crazy, you know. Why is this lady on Section 8 in church, but the preacher has this big ass house and she finna get put out of her house and the preacher don't care. He's just gonna say pray for her. Sister Johnson coming to our church every week. We want to pray for her and nigga give her the collections for 2 weeks. This big ass church. Let her get collections. Why is it homeless people who sleep outside of churches?
Yeah.
This church has space for 400, 500 people. Why is there homeless people who sleep outside directly at your church?
Right.
Yeah.
God not telling you to get him a room in your church?
I do kind of look at it sideways when you have preachers who or have like $10 million and whatnot. Not saying they didn't work for it, but at the same time, like, isn't that a part of your religion to
You
take care
wanna
of
get, like-
others and to give back and
Yeah.
Ain't that
you
what
know
you
what I
supposed to
mean?
do?
But you
Yeah.
flying on private jets and shit, like
I just find it hard. Now I'm saying not every preacher is wrong.
Right. Right. But there are some that do.
But I'm just like,
Yeah.
so that's not godly. Like, you're not, like, why is there, you walk to your church, when you open up your church, it's homeless people sleeping outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? You
Right.
what? I just don't see it. Like, you know what I mean? And then, like I say on the album, I say,
The preacher charged you.
God, tell the preacher stop acting like he don't know us. Now all of a sudden, like, we was the same little kids that you used to give money to ice cream to. Now you drive by, you don't even want to speak to us no more. Because we ain't buying into your dream. Then the preacher, my granny went to church every week.
Right.
Caught the Holy Ghost and all, seen that fool every week. I say, I don't believe in God, I believe in good. That's why I'm always giving back to my neighborhood. The preacher believe in God, but he ain't giving back shit. Asked him to donate some backpacks. He laughed at my wish. And his congregation full every week. Granny went to see him. I said, and Granny went to go see that fool every week. Caught the Holy Ghost and all, did the fool every week. Say, but he had the nerve to charge me at her funeral to speak.
Mm.
Damn.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I'm not here to bash religion.
Right. You just speaking on your personal belief. And I was just interested because I'm like, damn, I didn't know that about Fab.
I don't, like I say, I'm not here to bash religion.
Yeah.
If that's what make a person happy, man, I am nothing but happy for them. And I appreciate the level of their happiness through what they found. Because without religion, this world would be a crazy place. Because many people, religion has calmed killers down.
I will say, though, I appreciate you putting that out there because there are some hypocrisies that people just won't touch. You know what I mean? And for you to say it, especially being basically a Bay Area rap legend, a lot of people look up to you. A lot of people respect the words that come out of your mouth. They're going to have to really take a second to be like, hold on. Like, some of the shit that you spitting is real as fuck that they haven't looked at before.
They'll look at it as, oh, that's blasphemy. Oh, I don't fuck with Fab now. He don't believe in God. Yeah, all right. I'm okay with that.
Now, I think it's either going to push people closer to him or start looking at it crazy.
My life has never been about acceptance. I've never worried and worshiped the acceptance of others.
Yeah.
I've always been different. I've always stayed on my own individualism, sometimes too much. My big mouth has always got me in trouble. But I'm willing to voice how I actually feel, and I can live with that.
Yeah.
Rather than being someone who's living a lie. The last thing that I want to do is live a lie.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when that lie unfolds, you're stuck with someone who's went against his morality, someone who has no integrity, someone who stands on false legs.
Yeah.
And no one can really stand on false legs, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no earth behind that. There's no substance behind that. There's no base, there's no foundation behind that. If my foundation has been built, it's built off truth. And that truth is solid. So it'd be rather written stone than written sand.
Yeah.
Sheesh. I'm telling you, the album gets deep. It gets deep. And like, if you listen to it, you're going to get this exact same Fab. I was just like,
it feels like one of those albums you gotta listen to by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you might have an emotional reaction.
Or you ride in the car and you going on a long trip. If you want to know Stanley, you put that album in.
Thug tears.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely, because it's all from an honest place. Like I'm telling you, like, you know your journal when somebody used to try to look over your shoulder when you read your diary, or you try to hide your diary for your mom, and you was like, like, boy, what's in this book? You got it locked. You thought that little key was going to lick, but the hairpin could have popped your key. You know what I'm saying? It's that diary that you hide under the bed,
Mm-hmm.
Like it's in the closet.
In between the mattresses.
It's hella hid.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't cut a hole in the bed and you put it in there. Like it's one of your stash spots, but it's that journal and that diary that I just say, here. And I give the world my diary and I'm not ashamed by it. And some people gonna read through it. Like, you seen the memes where they say, when I die, please get rid of my phone ASAP?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, because if they see the bullshit that's in my phone, it's over.
You just gave it to him.
You're like, it's over.
You gave him the phone.
Like, fuck it, you could have it now.
Here's mine.
Yeah.
You know, you can't expose someone who's not afraid to tell you who they truly are.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is who I am. I'm a loving person, vindictive at times.
Yeah.
I've been hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're hurt, you want to hurt other people so they can feel your pain. I had to grow through that stage.
Right.
You know, we deal with a lot of people who don't know how to transfer the hurt.
Yeah.
So they just go on, like, hurt people, continue to hurt people, and they keep the cycle going.
Right.
But the beauty of it is, if I've received any information in my life, I share it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to share it as soon as I get it. Because if I know that that's hot and I can stop you from burning yourself, I'm stopping you. Yo, bro, disclaimer, that's hella hot. You'll burn yourself, 3rd-degree burns, mess up your fingerprint. Don't touch that.
Right.
If you still touch it, that's on you.
Yeah.
Right. What you gonna
I warned you.
But I made the attempt.
Right.
And that's the beauty.
So on this album, you can literally hear yourself cry on this album. Which was the hardest song to record? I would say write, but you didn't write it. It was freestyle. So what was the hardest song for you to record?
The first song. The first song is actually
The
the last.
Guapole sample.
Yeah, it's actually the last song that I did. And Rex Life Raj,
He went
who
crazy
may be
on that.
one of the most talented humans in the creation of the world ever. He's amazing. I hit him, and the reason why I wanted him on this record, I went to a show. He sold out the show at the New Parish, and he brought out like several guests. He brought out Guapole, he brought out myself, he brought out a couple other artists and some acts. But there was a point in the show that it struck me as something. It took me down memory lane. I remember selling out Jimmy's. It was Jimmy's then.
Sweet Jimmy's.
It was Sweet Jimmy's. It was Sweet Jimmy's. You know what I'm saying? Before New Parish, and my mom was in the crowd.
Yeah.
And she damn near was sitting like the same place that his mom was sitting. And he stopped the show. He was like, "Yo, I just want to, Mama, we sold out the New Parish. Our first, you feel me? Rex Smith is dope." And he looked at her, and she stood up, smiling like it was. And it just took me down the road of when I did the same thing for my mom. And I seen his admiration for his mother.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, I want to put you on this record about my mom." And I did the lyrics and I sent it to him. He was like, "Yo," he was like, "Whoa, bro." It's like, yo, this crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Yo, I need it back tonight." He's like, "Yo, I can't give you this back tonight, bro. Let me sit with this."
Right.
He was like,
I need a minute.
I need a minute for this one, bro. He was like, "Bro, give me like a week, bro. Like, let me put something together with this." He's like, "I just can't just get you back. This is crazy."
Right.
Yeah.
So he actually did it in like 3 days, man. He was like, "Yo, I sent you back something," and it was insane. It was like he described my story so well on the hook, and then the lyrics just talk about. The lyrics is just a trip, man. The third verse is me talking to my mom from a narrative point of view of me remembering certain things that we discussed. The second verse was just the build up of, look where I'm at. I'm still going, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm still here. If all the adversities that I faced thus far, I'm still going. I'm still smiling through it all, Mom. And the first verse was just, the first verse is very descriptive. The first verse described the funeral. It described where my mind state was of coming to grips with her not being here.
Yeah.
But I think that record kind of like, it's called I Miss You, Mama.
Yeah.
And I wanted to start the album off with that to let people, I wanted to set the tone for a project that's going to be very touching. And I can't remember any musician or artist who actually cry on the record and it's real. It's genuine tears.
Yeah.
It's like I'm really in the booth crying right now. Like I'm not faking it. I'm not like, "Yo, put this effect on my voice." No, this is like, dude, I was in there balled up. Hold on. Let me take this. Let me do this take again. You know what I'm saying? I was distraught. It was very hard for me to record that record. But I think I carry the whole sentiment throughout the whole record. I match the emotion the whole album.
Right. You even talk about a situation with a possible child of yours.
That's heavy.
Man.
That's heavy.
I know.
Yeah, that record is heavy. It's called Reveal the Truth. I never talked about that ever. Like, not even to like my closest friends.
Right.
So when people heard that, they was like, "Nigga, what?"
That's why my question, like, man, how much of this album is true?
True.
Because I'm like, man, you talking about a kid that maybe yours, but you ain't seen. She done took off on you, like she done left.
That's crazy. It's and it's odd because that's a situation that you think would happen more often that people would address.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I've heard anyone address it.
I think that it's because people are afraid of the backlash.
The backlash of it, like, I know me personally, like my daughter is my everything.
Right.
And without her, I don't feel like I would be who I am today without my daughter. So I feel as parenting, I've done better at parenting, and I can do a lot more things for my daughter and with my daughter. I try to become a better father every day. But I know that I give it 1,000%. I want to be able to eventually give it 1,000,000%. Whatever I have to give, I'm a devoted father. And as a parent, if you have even the thought of another child in this world that's yours, you want to be there. I know I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to blame a woman for the negligence or whatever she's done in her life to keep that thing apart. I'd rather be there. I want to be a part of that. But unfortunately, in this situation, with this possible, I haven't been able to do so. I haven't been able to be a part of this possible's life.
Right.
She like left, moved out the country, did like just like weird stuff. And I was like a direct result of they did movies about this. It was like some movie shit.
I was
Real,
gonna say, wasn't that?
It was a movie, like, wasn't it with Payne something? He was in a movie.
Alan Payne?
Alan Payne. It was like a movie about this like that.
Taken?
Nah,
Taken.
fool.
Taken.
I can't
That's
remember
the white
movies.
man.
The white
I'm
man
bad at
movie.
this.
It
Bad
was
at
something, but it's like a movie. Like you lie about the whole stuff. You take the
Birth certificate.
the
Get a
semen
passport out.
and you do something else with it. You do, I don't know. It was like a real movie, bro. And it's just a waiting process now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's a waiting process. If given the opportunity to do so, I would, love to be involved. Especially considering it's a boy.
Hmm.
But it's just one of those waiting situations, man. It's very touching. It's hurtful at times because you think about the possibility of you actually having something and then getting older and having to face that.
Right.
There are a lot of people who wouldn't admit it and wouldn't put it in the universe, so they wouldn't have to face it and they can deny it forever. But as I say, this whole project, I just reveal all of my truth. So if it ever approached itself, I would hope that as a child, if we could address it, or even if it gets to a level where he's an adult and we finally have a talk, then he can see my side of it and understand.
Right.
And not be bitter or
Just accept you.
for what it is and realize, and not even putting the blame on his mom.
It's just
She was young, making some decisions based off
emotion.
emotional decisions, and like I'm not here to defame anyone.
Right.
I don't believe in defamation of character anymore. I don't want to see nobody in that light, even if I'm upset at them, even if I feel like they were resentful and if they asked for this emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the best for her, whatever her decision was. I just hope that one day we could deal with it. Even just the possibility of me seeing if it is my child.
Right.
So yeah, that record, that's actually one of the tough record for me too as well, because I was just wondering how would my daughter's mom feel about it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And I think like I think she's listened to the album, but we haven't had this conversation yet.
Oh shit.
You
You
know what I
haven't
mean?
talked about this yet?
Wait,
No.
you put this on the album before you talked about it with her?
I never told anyone.
Mm.
So when I recorded the song that night, I had never, like, my niggas was in the studio like,
Look at your face. Stupid.
what?
That's what I
Hold on, bro. Explain this.
exactly what I did. Like, wait,
They like, bro,
you got a
you
kid?
padding, bro.
What you mean, bro? You been
Yeah.
holding it?
They like, hell no, bro. On mamas. They like, hey, no. Nobody know, nigga. If you don't know, how you think she know, nigga? Man, it was just one of those things, man. One of those situations, man. But I could deal with it, man. I could deal with my truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could deal with my truth, man. And I'd rather deal with it than,
It deal with you.
and it come out years later and niggas be like, oh, you never said nothing to me?
Yeah.
So whatever the situation may be, I'm always look for the positive out of it. And hopefully a positive can come from it.
That's great, bro. Like, I'm telling you, Fab is a new man, bro. Like,
I'm grown. I'm 36 years old, man. Older, man. You look at things differently.
yeah. So what's new for Fab after this album? Because you can't do another album like this.
Right.
Like, are you going back to New Oakland or still feeling it?
After this is I think there's the year 2006. So we're doing an album produced by Trax A Million and DJ Fresh. It's a dope little app, and it has like everybody on it.
Yeah.
It's called the year 2006 because I just felt like, that was our year.
Yeah, hyphy movement.
It was just total the epitome of the hyphy movement. And then it has everyone on the album. Like it has Jeezy, it has E40, Too Short, S.O.B, Neff, Keek, everybody that's like that represents
the epitome of the hyphy movement.
The whole Bay, like the Federation.
Oh shit! You got the Fed?
Yeah. So
you got the team?
Of course.
Woo.
Clyde is on this album. Clyde is on Thug Tears. Clyde did a hook on Thug Tears. Like me and Clyde are like real close friends. Like that's bro.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Clyde Carson fan. I always have been.
Yeah.
Even since the beginning of the time, even when they like made us go battle each other and things like that, I've always been a huge Clyde Carson advocate. I feel like he's a superstar, and I feel like if anyone can carry a torch for the Bay Area, he can do it. Mm-hmm. He makes great music. He has an excellent voice. He's handsome. He can and it resonates with the people. I've always felt like he could be a star out here, man. So I'm a huge Clyde Carson supporter. And yeah, we did some dope records for the year 2006 album. It's like I say, it's produced by Trax A Million and DJ Fresh, and I have a Droopy beat. It's Droopy did one, and somebody else did one on there, but it's like the whole sound sonically.
Yeah.
So the year 2006, I think that's the next project, and then I'm doing a project called The Mayor with strictly produced by The Mechanics. And it's just that whole Oakland vibe. It's like an Oakland project.
They did Keek album.
Yeah, they did Withdrawal.
Yeah,
they did
Withdrawal.
Several things for their catalog is extensive. And I don't feel like they get the respect or credit that they deserve for what they've done. They've done it for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
When you look at that, you're like, damn, these niggas been doing this 20 years. You look at some of the things they've done. It's dope.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm so happy that you came to sitting down and talk with us, bro. Like, I was just telling him outside, like, we missed the first 2 dates we had scheduled with him.
Yeah.
But I think that was on purpose because we wouldn't have heard the album before.
Yeah.
We got to sit down with him.
Right.
Like, it changed the whole dynamic of this interview, man, and you just made it, like, epic.
That's dope, man. I just hope people get a chance to go listen to Thug Tears. Like I said, I didn't do it to have any ravishing sales or anything like that. I wasn't trying to do the promo to blow it out of the water, to hype it more than what it is. It's my truth. And it's a lot of people's truth. And if anyone can take anything from this project, is that they just deal with embracing your truth. Regardless if it's something that you're proud of or you're not proud of. It's about growing, it's about building. At the end of the day, I want my daughter to know that her daddy did his best effort, everything that he did. Everything that he did. Trying to become a better man, trying to become a better friend, a better father, community more involved and things of that nature. I'm a businessman and so forth and so forth. But it was all based off truth. I'm at an age, like I said, I'd rather you hate me for my truth than love me for my lies.
Right.
And I'm just going to continue to keep pushing that. I'm giving appreciation when appreciation is deserved, admiration, respecting people's perception, happy for people's happiness, even if you're not the one that's making them happy.
Right.
And it's giving you a good thing of life. As in closing, at the end of the day, in the end, it's going to be okay. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. So you can always keep going.
Words from a true legend.
Sure.
Man, thank you for coming through, man. Where can the people find you at before we get up out of here?
Social media. Everybody's on social media.
They following on the gram.
You could pull up on 45th and Market. But we moving to Dope Air Store. The Dope Air Store, if everything goes the way that I want it to go, it'll be downtown Oakland, which is going to be dope. The new location is crazy. I've seen, the map out of it, and in my mind, I'm claiming it. So I'm claiming the new spot, downtown Oakland, the Dope Air clothing line store. Mistah F.A.B on social media. What is it? F.A.B Davis Jr. Reach out to me, but I'm so accessible, man. You could run into me. I'm unapproachable. I try to make myself just approachable. I'm a people's person, man.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful, man, that I can still smile through all the shit I've been through, bro. Like to be able to say, I don't look like what I've been through.
Right.
I don't carry that pain. I don't carry that disdain and that hurt and all the losses. I carry it like somebody that's, happy.
Ain't went through nothing.
I'm happy, man.
Mhm.
I'm happy, and I'm letting people know, man, if you clean out your closets, man, you help your soul.
Hmm.
The clouds got to drench before the sun can come out. So drain out them clouds, man. Be happy about it. Embrace your pain. Trust your struggle. Trust your struggle, man. Because when you trust in your struggle, it's only one way to go up. That's up.
Right.
Stop being afraid of it. Take a risk. Invest in the blind. Do something you haven't done today. You might not have a good day every day, but it's something good in every day.
We're going to take
Remember
that with us.
line.
For real.
It's love.
That's what it is, man. Another episode of the Street Light Series. Your boy DJ Black Mark, Shay Diddy, Mistah F.A.B. We out of here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Lord. Frost World.